connecting. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Happy Wellness Wednesday. This is Claudia Wong. I am a family nurse practitioner, yoga teacher, and co-founder of Mindful Nurses. Mindful Nurses is a platform to promote the self-care and wellness of nurses through holistic wellness practices and talks. And today, every week we have a Wellness Wednesday session. So it could be a different practice like yoga or breath work, Reiki, or a different informational talk. And today we have a wonderful presentation by Marilyn Dillitt. She's a doTERRA wellness advocate, and she's here to share the benefits of essential oils with us. So if you registered beforehand, then you should have received some yummy essential oils to smell and to smell along during this session. If not, please feel free to stay tuned in and listen to the talk and about all the benefits. And you can also connect with Marilyn about doTERRA essential oils. So without further ado, here is Marilyn here to talk to us about essential oils. And then you can also feel free to message in the chat box or the comments if you have any questions or any comments, and you can use the emojis as well. Like if you like a particular one, you can put a heart or whatnot. But thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to finally be here. So my name's Marilyn. I'm a nurse, a registered nurse. Kind of my background really is in critical and coronary care, which I absolutely love. But I am also a wellness advocate with doTERRA, which pretty much just means like the basics is I'm a natural solutions provider. So I'm able to really teach people about how to live, healthier, more natural lifestyles, which I also love. So I find it super empowering, just being able to teach people that there are just alternatives, that we can use for our health and our well-being, whether it's physical or emotional. So that's kind of my background. I also am a mama, so I know there's probably a few other mothers on here. I've got a couple little ones. I have a 6-year-old, almost 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old, little wild ones. So I'm usually lathering myself in oils to kind of maintain, my sanity through the day. But this is really, really what I love doing. And, I actually got started with doTERRA and with the oils because of my oldest. So my son, really long story short, he was not a sleeper. Like from the moment he was born, he just struggled with insomnia. And I'm talking hours at a time, night after night, up until he was about 2 years old. And I knew it wasn't normal. Like I knew we should be sleeping, and I was just really, really exhausted and kind of like, in the depths of motherhood at that point. And we really at that point had tried everything. So, we'd been to the pediatrician, we'd even, sometimes I hate to admit it, but, we had to give him Benadryl. We were told give him Benadryl for 4 weeks and that'll kind of, reset him, and give him Tylenol and that'll knock him out. But like, I was really uncomfortable with that. But again, like I was sort of desperate. I didn't know what else to do. So long story short, a good friend of mine actually invited me to a class just like this. And she was like, hey, I've got something you should try. And I kind of walked out of that class with a little sample of lavender oil. And I was like, all right, the nurse in me was like, what's lavender going to do? If none of these other meds, will help. I'm talking, we'd been overnight sleep studies in the hospital. Like that's to the extent that we were at. So lo and behold, I literally went home. I put the lavender on the bottoms of his feet and along his spine. And like he slept more soundly that night. And I thought, there might actually be something to this. And so that's kind of how my story, with the oils got started. I really just kind of dived in and started dabbling and realized that, they were awesome to have at home, whether it was for my husband and, migraines or pain or whatever it might be. I just found they were super, super, empowering for myself, and especially as a mother, just knowing there was a natural alternative. So that's kind of my story. So I'm really, really excited to dive in with you guys and teach you the basics. And for me, this is really fun, especially people that do have a medical background, because I think that learning about natural alternatives sort of resonates like on a different level, because we've all either been there, working in the hospitals or bedside or, clinics, however it might be. And now being able to look at medicine from this different perspective is really, really neat. So I have a PowerPoint that I want to share with you all. Just like Claudia mentioned, feel free to, pop questions in the chat box, or if you're live on Facebook, you can go ahead and comment, and I'll hopefully cover everything, but we can address what I don't from there. So I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen. And we're going to go for it. For those of you that did receive your little oil samples, if you can try and pull out your peppermint and wild orange, hopefully you have them handy. Have those nearby, because we're going to do some really fun things with them. So just give me a moment. I'm going to share here, and we're going to dive right in. Might be a little bit of a delay here. So essential oils made easy. So this is it. I like to keep things really, really basic. Okay. So we're going to learn about like the intro to all of this. Now, the goal really of this class, okay, for me is to empower you. And, the more and more classes that I've taught through the years, I kind of realized like, wow, there's a lot of women that tend to come onto the classes. Like it's usually mostly women that do come on. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? It totally makes sense. I mean, as women, and especially as, nurses and medical practitioners, it's just in our nature, to want to look after other people, right? To take care of, our spouse or our children, or, whether we're a mother, daughter, sister, whatever it might be. It's just kind of that natural temperament that we have to want to look after other people. So my goal is to empower you so that you can do exactly that. You can look after yourself and your family and have the tools that you need, especially during a time like this, right? Where there is all that stress and anxiety, and people are really struggling, not only with their emotional health, but physical health as well. So I want to teach you guys about some really cool sort of natural alternative tools that you can use at home. So again, I like to keep it really basic. We're going to learn 3 cool things about the oils. We're going to use learn 3 ways to use the oils. And then for anyone that's like, yeah, this looks awesome, I'm going to show you actually how you can get your hands on the oils, and we'll kind of chat about that going forward. So are we ready? Let's do it. Let's dive in. You guys are more than welcome to unmute yourselves as well. Okay. Because I see a lot of you guys are muted. So here we are. So 3 cool things about essential oils. Okay. So I have to say really quickly, obviously, I'm an advocate with doTERRA. It's what I know and love and trust. Like that's the research I've done. So this is all about, doTERRA's oils. There's a lot out there, but I just kind of wanted to mention that in passing, just so we know where we're going. So the first cool thing about the oils is that they're totally safe. They're 100% natural, okay, and safe. So there's nothing added to these oils, and there's nothing taken away, which means there's no side effects. There's no, risk of overdose or addictions. So essential oils really are simply just extracts from plants with these really amazing health benefits, okay? So a pure essential oil, okay, a pure 100% essential oil is actually 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So that's how potent they are. So just to give you guys an example of this, like our peppermint oil, 1 drop of peppermint oil is equivalent to drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea. So that's how potent they are. So if everybody, I want to give you guys a really, really awesome kind of experience with our peppermint oil. So for those of you that have your peppermint, okay, the little samples there, go ahead and pull that little vial out, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing with you. All right, so you're going to grab your peppermint oil, and you're going to open up the cap. Now, what I want you to do is hold out, okay, the palm of your hand, and you're going to tap the bottom of the vial like about 4 or 5 times into the palm of your hand. So I have like a little puddle of peppermint oil there. So I'm going to do the same thing, okay, with my peppermint oil. This is so fun. I've done this a million times and I love it every time. Okay, so I'm going to give everybody a second. So grab your peppermint oil, 4 or 5 taps of the bottom right into the palm of your hand. I want you to take your thumb, so good, right? Take your thumb, you're going to press it into that drop, just like this. Okay, perfect. And then what I want you to do is just go ahead and press it to the roof of your mouth like this. I just get a little swipe. All right, then you're going to rub your hands together. Claudia, rub your hands together. And then I want you to rub the back of your neck, okay? Like this. So like if you've had a really long day, your shoulders are tight, neck's tight, you know, if your shoulders have just kind of been up near your ears, rub it right in and massage it into that neck and shoulder kind of area. Then what I want you to do, without getting too close to your eyes, okay, is cup your hands and take some really nice deep inhales, like feel it all through those sinuses. So take some good deep inhales and just feel how clear that peppermint is. Isn't that awesome?
That's super strong.
Strong. I love it every single time. Can you just feel it like all through there, right? So peppermint's awesome. It's a really, really versatile oil. So you can feel it really helps to promote that clear breathing. Okay, so anyone that struggles with like seasonal allergies, asthma, anything congestion along those lines, you can go ahead and just do exactly what we've done. Amazing. Wow, hearts. I love it. Yeah, this is so fun. Yes,
that's really good. Like right in the palate, it's super good for the nasal congestion.
Exactly. Yeah, I've actually fractured my nose and had surgery. And if I get congested, like in any regard, that'll open me right up. And you guys, can you feel like, I have to tell you, I'm on the East Coast, it's 9 p.m. here. It's like instant energy. If you guys have felt that, it's such a quick pick me up. So like 3 or 4 p.m., if you guys are at work and you're really struggling, but you don't necessarily want to have that cup of coffee, take a hit of your peppermint. Like it's just going to be an instant wake up. And what's really cool is it's naturally cooling to the body. So if you've got kids or you or yourself, you know, are coming down, I should say, with something and you've got a fever, you're overheated, you know, or if you're in that kind of period of your life where you get those hot flashes, the peppermint will naturally help to bring your temp down a couple of degrees, which is super cool. And a lot of people are familiar with peppermint because if you have any sort of head tension, it's going to be really, really great to help ease that sort of tension. So you would go ahead and take a drop of your peppermint and just apply it to your hairline, temples, and back of your neck. So that's peppermint oil for you. Now, like one of the things that I really love about doTERRA specifically is that we have this standard of purity. Okay, so it's actually called CPTG, or Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. Now, what that actually means is that the oils are both pure and potent. So like I said before, pure means that nothing's been added, nothing's been taken away. So there's no sort of heavy metals or, you know, contaminants or fragrance or anything like that. And then potent means that every single plant was grown in a part of the world where that plant grows best. So when you have a plant that's growing in its ideal climate, so the soil and the rainfall and the sunshine, it's going to yield a plant with the most potent therapeutic benefits. So that plant's going to do in the oil exactly what we need it to for our health. So that's called CPTG. So that's the first cool thing about the oils, is that they're totally safe. Okay, now the second cool thing about oils is that oftentimes they're actually more effective than modern approaches to medicine. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explain. And I really love this part because it's kind of like the science nerd in me coming out. Okay, now I know that most of us are in the medical field, so I'm still going to keep it basic for those of those of us that don't have that background, and I'm going to kind of take it back to like Bio 101. All right, so if you guys can imagine for a moment, all right, that say my fist is a cell within our body. So all of our cells, we remember, okay, are covered in this oily membrane. So that's there to protect our cells Okay, it's pretty much there to kind of keep the good things in and the bad things out. So typically there are two things that can be harmful to our cells. Now, the first are bacteria and the second are viruses. So just to give you an example, say, for instance, you come down with some sort of a bacterial infection, all right, and you go to the doctor, what will they usually prescribe to you? Does anyone want to chime in? We'll make this fun.
Antibiotics.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like they'll usually, yep, and I see people chatting in here, usually prescribe an antibiotic. Now, the antibiotic will usually clear, right, that bacterial infection in 7 to 10 days or so, but we all know that it will also wreak havoc on our gut, you know, which is our hormones and our immune health, okay? Now, say, for example, we go to the doctor for some sort of viral illness. So, you know, even just the regular cold or flu. Now, what do they usually say if we go in with a viral issue? I'll tell you, they usually don't say anything, right? So usually they're like, it's viral. There's nothing we can do. You know, go home, put your feet up, drink lots of water and kind of rest, and it'll ride out in its own time. Now, the reason for that is because most modern recommendations that are prescribed are actually water-based. And we all know that oil and water don't mix, right? So if you go to the doctor with a viral illness, a water-based recommendation, such as an antibiotic, is not able to penetrate that oily cell membrane, okay? But if we take an essential oils are oil-based. So it's not only going to be able to help combat the bacteria on the outside of the cell, but that essential oil is going to be able to easily pass through that oily cell membrane and stop the duplication of the virus inside, and without any side effects or risks involved. So that's why oftentimes you can use essential oils more effectively than modern approaches to medicine. So that's the second cool thing about the oils, is that they're really, really effective. So just for example, you can see down the bottom here, On Guard essential oil is one of our blends. This is huge. So most often when people have heard of doTERRA, they've heard of On Guard. So this has actually been proven effective if you do a quick Google search on PubMed against MRSA, which is pretty incredible. So this is a blend of oils that includes cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, all of those oils that are really high in antioxidants. So they're going to help to combat bacteria, viruses, everything and anything in between. So it's going to help to really promote this healthy immune function. If you have a sore throat, you can gargle, okay? And it's going to help to naturally numb that throat, but again, also help to support that immune system. And it's really cleansing, not only for us internally, but also for our home. So I'll use On Guard on the kitchen tables, on the floors, wherever I feel like I need that immune support and that really heavy duty cleansing. So that's On Guard essential oil. Some of you guys got a little On Guard lozenge in your care package. So that's a really nice one. Again, if you have a sore throat or you've had a long day, allergies, to use that. Okay, so second cool thing is the oils are really effective. And then the third cool thing about the oils is they're really, really affordable. So, I like to kind of use an example. If, again, for instance, if you come down with some sort of an issue, okay, and you have to go to the doctor, like somebody throw out, like, what would your copay be? Okay, if you go in for a sick visit.
Like $20.
Okay, yep, $20. Anybody else want to chime in? Yeah, $20. Yeah, so usually $20. You guys are lucky. I've got a $50 copay. But that being said, okay, so say your copay is $20, right? Okay, yeah, $20. So then say they prescribe a script. Okay, like what's your script going to be out of pocket? Kind of whatever it might be. $5, someone's mentioned 10. Yeah. Okay. So you're doing your $20, right, for your sick visit, and then you've got your 5, 10, whatever it might be, dollars for your script. Well, here's the thing. If, say, myself or my kids come down with an infection, I literally take a drop of tea tree oil. I take a drop of lavender. Okay. For instance, my daughter used to get ear infections. I rub a drop of each in the front of her ear and in the back. I put her to bed, and 12 hours later, she wakes up and she's pain-free. And that probably costs me all up maybe 25 or 30 cents. Okay. So that's like not to mention the time I would have had to take off work, you know, or driving to the doctor and the copays and everything else. And even, you know, the probiotic that you'd want to be, you know, paying for that gut health if she'd been exposed to the antibiotics. So that's the third cool thing, is they're really, really affordable. We've literally saved hundreds of dollars over the course of the year, being able to use the oils just within our home. So lavender, you'll see, is down the bottom there. A lot of people are familiar with lavender. It's really, really calming. So not only to the mind. So if you're someone that struggles with stress, anxiety, depression, or even struggles with sleep, lavender would be a really, really good one for you. It's very calming to the skin as well. So if you have any sort of irritations, rashes, eczema, whatever might be going on, burns, blisters, bug bites, get a drop of lavender on there. And it's really, really wonderful in helping to promote that regeneration, okay, of the tissue. And it is a natural antihistamine. So go on to PubMed, it's so cool. It's a natural antihistamine. So if you pair peppermint, lavender, and lemon, there's your trifecta to help combat any sort of seasonal allergies. All right, so that's the third cool thing, is they really are super cost effective. So we're gonna move on really quickly because I wanna teach you guys 3 ways to use the oils. Might be a little bit delayed here, so just give me a minute. It's coming, I promise. There's always a little lag here. There we are. Okay, so 3 ways to use essential oils. All right, guys, grab your wild orange if you have it nearby, okay? 3 ways to use essential oils. So the first way is aromatically, okay, or breathing the oils in. Now, I want to kind of give you guys an example here. So breathing oils in, sometimes people think, you know, it's a bit hokey, you know, when we say that breathing oils in can actually affect the way that we feel. But I want to kind of illustrate something for you. So if you kind of take your 2 fingers here, okay, and you pinch exactly the bridge of your nose, just here, right behind your fingers, yep, is something called your olfactory nerve. Now, our olfactory nerve actually sends signals to our limbic system in our brain. And our limbic system is responsible for things like our mood, our emotions, even our memory, and can even trigger like our blood pressure and our heart rate, okay? So just to give you an example of this, if you, for example, go to, yes, I love this. Yep, giving patients lavender and peppermint. Yep, for post-op nausea. Yeah, it's huge. Yep, exactly. I love that. So think, for example, if you go to the dentist, okay, you need to just go for like a minor procedure. Now, they're not going to give you anything IV and they're not going to give you anything orally. What they usually offer you is a mask, right? So they tell you, okay, put on the mask and go ahead and breathe deeply, you know, and in less than 30 seconds, as you're breathing in those synthetic agents, right, it triggers that olfactory nerve to your limbic system and signals your body, telling it to relax. Or oftentimes people will have that feeling of euphoria, right, with the laughing gas on. So that happens in less than 60 seconds. So that's the quickest way to access your brain, is by breathing in those compounds. Now, essential oils work the exact same way, but they're natural. So as we're inhaling an essential oil and those natural compounds, it's triggering the olfactory nerve, then our limbic system, and telling our body to do what we need it to do, relax, or, you know, sleep, or, you know, feel that energized sensation. And again, it can happen in less than 30 seconds. So that's the first way to use the oils, is aromatically. So for those of you that have wild orange nearby, I want to give you kind of this like super happy experience, okay? Because wild orange is like our happy in a bottle. All right, so grab your wild orange and we're going to use it aromatically. So go ahead, and just like we did with the peppermint, I want you to tap, you know, 4 or 5 drops into the palm of your hand, okay? And then what I want you to do, I'm going to do this with you if you've got it. So you're going to do your wild orange. This is one of my favorites, okay? Then what I want you to do is just rub your hands together, just like this, okay? Cup your nose and take some really nice deep inhales, like a good 10, 15 seconds. It's so nice. Ellie, I'm doing this for you because I know your oil's having a ride for you. It's so nice. So that's wild orange. Can you feel that? It's like so invigorating. It's so energizing, and it's really just super uplifting.
And it's a bit sweet too, so it's nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like our citrus oils are fantastic. So again, stress, anxiety, depression, anytime you're struggling, you can literally just take a little hit of your wild orange and it's going to really give you that nice natural boost. Okay. So that's the first way, is aromatically. And then the second way to use our oils, this is really cool, is topically. All right. So apply your oils to the affected area. So this can be if you're having any sort of digestive discomfort, if your knee or your lower back, if your head is giving you any sort of pain, you just put the oils where you need them. And they'll provide these localized benefits, okay? Now, what we like to do is actually dilute our oils down with what we refer to as a carrier oil, or what one of my favorites is actually a fractionated coconut oil. So it's literally just coconut oil, but they've removed some of the fat so it remains in a liquid form. So using a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil, or even just a regular olive oil off your kitchen bench, it's going to help the essential oils to absorb into your skin, okay? Essential oils are what we call volatile. They can flash off really quickly. So using a heavier carrier oil helps to weigh them down and absorb into the skin. Now, a really good place to put your oils for some like generalized concerns, so if it's sleep or maybe immunity, you can actually put them on the bottoms of your feet, is a great place. And everyone's like, why? So the bottoms of our feet have really large pores and nerve endings, so the oils are absorbed really, really quickly. So if you're someone even that struggles with sleep, if we think about reflexology and those trigger points, the bottom of your big toe is a perfect place to go ahead and apply those oils to help get you into more of a restful sleep. You can see here, deep blue, that's like what a lot of people think of as, your natural icy hot or Bengay, or we have a lot of physical therapists that use this deep blue. It's going to help to really soothe any sort of achy muscles or joints. It also helps to ease any head tension. So my husband gets really severe migraines. If he gets the oils on quick enough, he can kick it without anything else. So it's pretty amazing. A lot of you guys actually got samples of the deep blue. So go ahead and rub that in, like massage it into your neck, shoulders. I love to do it at the end of a long day. And you're going to feel that nice cooling sensation. And it's going to help to really ease any sort of tension that might be hanging there. So that's the second way, is topically. And then the third way to use the oils, okay, is internally, all right? And again, this is specific to doTERRA. Our oils are not only safe for internal use, they're actually recommended because of their CPTG standard, okay? That certification of purity. They're actually recommended because they're medicinal grade oils. So you can either put a drop directly under your tongue, really literally, okay? You can throw a drop in a little shot of water, or you could even use an oil like lemon in your water for the day. So lemon oil is really cleansing. It's very detoxing. So a couple drops of lemon in your water bottle for the day is going to really help to kind of reset your GI health and help to cleanse anything that's going on there. So that's internally is the third way. So what I want to do, okay, is just show you a few other oils that people find really, really helpful to just kind of have on hand. So some of the kind of the more commonly used oils. So here's our delay. Give me a minute. Here we are. So Digest Zen. So Digest Zen is another one of our blends, okay? It's a really fun kind of play on words, all right? It's our digestive blend. So any sort of digestive upset, it's going to help to relieve. I used this when I was pregnant, actually, with my second one. You can't really take much, when you're pregnant for that nausea, but Digest Zen would kick it in a minute. I know and have worked with a lot of people who have been able to actually come off of their over-the-counter meds for things like reflux and any sort of chronic digestive issues by using the Digest Zen oil regularly. So again, any sort of digestive upset, okay? If you have any trouble after meals, bloating, anything along those lines, just a drop of Digest Zen under the tongue or in a little glass of water would be a quick way to get it down. I will mention quickly, because I think you guys would appreciate this, because it's really, really cool. If there's an oil that you really don't like the taste of, like I have to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of digestion because it has like phenyl caraway and eyes. That's just not my taste. You can actually put the drops of oil in what we call a little veggie cap. So doTERRA sells literally vegetable capsules. They're empty. So you can go ahead and just open it up. Like, how cool is this? Oops. So it's an empty veggie cap. You would open up the top and just put in your choice of oil, and then you close it and you make your own little natural concoction. Okay. And you would take that like you would anything else that you might, be prescribed, but it's just natural with none of the side effects. So that's DigestZen oil. All right. Frankincense. Okay, this is cool. This is like our liquid gold. So a lot of people remember frankincense because it dates all the way back to like the Christ child. You guys remember frankincense, gold, and myrrh? So essential oils and extracts have been used for years and years. So frankincense is it's a pretty amazing oil. So because of that lipid solubility, because of its molecular size, it's actually able to cross the blood-brain barrier, which is pretty amazing. So, anyone that's struggling with any sort of neurological concerns could be taking frankincense and using it either internally or topically to help promote that alertness, that focus, and anything along those lines. It's also fantastic to help promote any calm feelings. Okay, it's going to really address the nervous system, and it's anti-aging. This is sort of our end all be all of oils. So I literally take a drop of frankincense and I add it to my moisturizer because it's great for things like fine lines and wrinkles. And it really helps the cells to perform optimally. So remember, these oils are able to work on a cellular level from the inside out. So it's helping to really increase the integrity and improve the integrity of our cells from the inside out. So it's really going to help those cells to perform at a really maximal level. Then we have Breathe. Okay, so just a few more. Breathe is another one of our blends of oils. All right, it's going to help to really open up those airways. So this is an oil you could either put in the diffuser through the day or at night, or you could apply topically. So a lot of people will liken this to like Vicks Vapor Rub, but again, it's all natural without the side effects. So this is going to help to open up lungs and sinuses. So allergies, asthma. It promotes clear breathing through the day and at night. So if you have a partner that you sleep next to who keeps you awake at night, go ahead and sneak some Breathe onto their chest or the bottoms of their feet, and it's going to help to really settle down that snoring. There's a little tip for you guys. So that's Breathe, okay, our respiratory blend. Adaptive. This is really cool. So doTERRA itself has already done, hours and hours of clinical studies and research on this blend of oils. This is relatively new. And actually, last I heard, Brown University were doing their own studies. So this is a blend of oils that's going to help to really ease any sort of nervous feelings for anyone that's really needing that focus and to improve their attention. It's going to give you sort of this calm focus. So if I'm working and the kids are running, or my husband is having a hard time, staying focused, he'll use the adaptive in the diffuser and even apply it topically. And this blend is really cool because you wouldn't be taking this specific blend internally. So what they've done is they've made it into a soft gel form that is safe for internal use, which actually has a GABA. So it's going to help to really ease the mind, the heart, any sort of needs that you might have in regard to emotions and even spiritual health, okay, and well-being. And copaiba, I think this is the last one I wanted to show you guys. So a lot of people have heard about CBD oil. That's kind of like all the rage now. So I kind of liken our copaiba oil to CBD, but it actually differs quite significantly. So copaiba essential oil actually comes from the resin of a tree down in Haiti. So it's not at all related to hemp or cannabis. So there's no traces of THC or anything like that. However, it acts very similarly. It actually acts on our CB2 receptors, so it's able to work in the same regard. So it's going to help to soothe any sort of aches and pains, and really settle the body down if you're someone that needs help with sleep. It really literally is able to just calm the entire nervous system. So again, you can go ahead and do your PubMed studies. It's really incredible what the oils are able to do for us on a cellular level. So kind of last but not least, I didn't want to leave this out because do you want to feel awesome? Like this is one of my favorites, kind of like, you know, we have our oils, but what people don't realize is it's a whole lifestyle kind of when you dive in to using the oils and the products. So this in a nutshell is called Lifelong Vitality. So this is a trio of vitamins that's going to really help to maximize your energy, focus, any sort of issues with pain and just mental well-being. So they're whole food supplements that have all of these micronutrients that are going to help to really meet our basic foundational dietary needs, which really can be lacking based on what's out there today, the foods that are available. So there's 3 of them. The first one is called Microplex VMZ. This is a whole food vitamin and mineral. So it's like packed with your fruits and veggies. And then Alpha CRS is our antioxidant, right? So it's going to help to fight off all those free radicals that can be really damaging to our cells. When we have damage to our cells, that leads to disease and everything else. So it's going to help to fight off those free radicals and really help to increase our cellular energy and longevity. And then the XC Omega is our omega. So we all know, especially, you know, being in the medical field, how important the omega-369 fatty acids are. This omega specifically is infused with essential oils. So we know, you know, that it's great for brain health, heart health, nervous system, sort of everything. So you can see below what this little trio does for you. Everything really from your nervous system, immune, you know, function, stress management, you know, and everything. So what I personally notice, and this is speaking from nurses, you know, to nurse, energy and like a really solid immune system and that emotional kind of balance to go with it. So I literally take these on a daily basis and I really do feel pretty awesome taking them. So I just wanted to share that's just another thing that we have to offer. So I've done a lot of talking. So I want to kind of step back for a moment and hear from you guys. So I know that a lot of you kind of just maybe got your oils in the mail, or maybe you've had them for a few days. I would love to hear if anyone has had a chance to use the oils. And if you have, if you've had any like really cool experiences, or if you loved them, or yeah, if you just want to share like a really quick kind of tidbit, go for it. I would love to hear from you. You might have to unmute yourselves.
I can share. This is Rita.
Hi, Rita.
I just want to say that I thank you so much. This is amazing. I love all the research behind it as well. And I realized actually before I got the oils at work, I work in a COVID testing center. I was diffusing peppermint and orange for like a couple weeks. And I don't know why, I just randomly picked those. And every time someone comes in the room, they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. It feels so good. And then when I saw that you sent those in the bag and you were describing like promoting breathing and relaxation, I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. So I plan to use them a lot more.
Yeah, good. I love it. Yeah, they're awesome. And the thing with doTERRA is like they're actually in hundreds of hospitals like across the nation. So I love when, you know, other people share that, you know, they're using them pre-op or post-op, or even, you know, in any sort of specialized clinics. It's really, really nice to see that people are kind of starting to make that wave, right, into transitioning into at least having it as a complementary sort of way to support our patients. Yeah, thanks, Rita, for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Is there anybody else that wants to chime in, or will we move on?
Well, I want to just share, like, when Marilyn and I connected, I actually had the wild orange and peppermint, but a different brand. And then when I got the samples, I compared them, and the doTERRA ones were way more potent, like especially the peppermint. I was just like blown away. So it really does matter, the quality and the type. So they're still like one of my favorite ones, but yeah, it just made a super huge difference, especially putting that peppermint in my palate. It's just like,
yeah, it's such a great experience. Yeah, thanks. I know and I have to be honest, like the first set years back that I started with also came from like a home goods store, and I had no idea what I was doing. Like I was just like, oh, I guess this is cool now. This is what I'll grab. And I wanted to do it, but I didn't understand how. And then, you know, same kind of thing when I got started with doTERRA. I was like, okay, this is kind of real deal. And, you know, one thing I didn't mention, but is really kind of near and dear to my heart is I've done a lot of traveling, you know, in my day. And something that's really meaningful to me, and kind of why I also opted for doTERRA, is the reason the plants are so potent and so pure, and the oils therefore are, is because we go to the countries where those plants are native to. And in doing that, we're actually able to partner, you know, with those local farmers and the communities, you know, that have been harvesting these oils for, you know, for years and generations, but they've been ripped off kind of by the middleman. So we're able to go in there and give them, you know, a fair and on time, you know, pay. And it's just a really beautiful, we call it co-impact sourcing, a really beautiful relationship that we've been able to form with these local farmers in all of these underdeveloped countries. So that's something I kind of throw in because I've done a lot of traveling and I've seen that. And I think it's super important that we can support not only ourselves, but people on a global scale, you know, the people that are really working to get these oils into our hands. So yeah, thanks for that, Claudia. Yeah, oh yeah, yep. People are, Heather loves doTERRA. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, that's awesome. So you guys, what I want to do, thank you all for sharing, is I kind of want to do something really fun. This is one of my favorite parts. So what I want you to do, we're going to take a minute and I want you to think about like your top 3 health concerns. So we've talked about all these oils and how to use them, you know, and what they're for. Like, what are your top 3 health concerns? Okay, just take a minute and kind of think about it. So whether, you know, I'll give you an example, you know, with myself, whether it's sometimes you struggle with sleep, you know, because you've got that like racing mind, or if it's allergies or, you know, digestive issues, or you're just looking to maybe support your immune system through everything that's going on. Think about your top concerns, okay? And then I want you for a moment to just kind of like imagine your life without them, because it's a possibility, right? And that's how empowering these oils are. So think about your top 3 concerns. And then what I want you to do, and I'm gonna kind of pause here for a minute. I want you guys to text me your top 3 concerns, okay? Most of you guys have my number, but if you don't, you can see it's right there on the screen, or you can shoot me an email if you prefer. If you're watching live on Facebook and we haven't been able to make contact yet, you can go ahead and just write your name or drop an emoji or whatever into the comments, and we can touch base once we finish up here. Just take a minute. I'm gonna be quiet for a minute, and I want you to go ahead and text me, and then I'll let you know what we're gonna do from there, because I love this part. Okay, I've got a few in here. Awesome. Rita, I've got yours. Jamie, I've got yours. Awesome, guys. Yep, great. Lara, cool. Yep, perfect. Love it, guys. Good, good, good. Perfect. Okay. This is going to be really cool. You guys are going to really like what we do from here. I've got someone in here. Just jot your name. I have most of you guys. Oh, okay. That's you, Claudia. I was like, why don't I have that number in here? Yeah, awesome. So you guys can, yeah, perfect. You can keep them coming. I'll have my phone on me. Don't worry, it's not over. Yeah, so this is great. So you guys, this is what I love. This is what I am really passionate about, is like, we've talked about the oils. We know what your top concerns are. Now, for those of you guys that are like, yeah, like, I want to get my hands on these oils. Like, I want to be able to really start to transition and really kind of live this lifestyle. What we're going to do is once we finish up here, we're going to kind of pull away and we're going to be able to talk and chat one-on-one. I will say it's almost 10 o'clock here, so it'll probably be, you know, either Thursday or Friday, but we really get to connect and figure out like which oils are going to best suit your needs. Okay, so this is what I love doing. So I'm really excited. So go ahead and comment if you want to. Yep, people are still texting. You can continue to text, but we're going to pull away and do that in just a moment. So that being said, what it really comes down to, you guys, is what I found. There are generally 3 types of people that end up coming to classes like this, like natural health and wellness classes. And the first kind of person is someone that just wants to live the wellness lifestyle. So they're like, yeah, this sounds like it's my kind of a thing. I want to just kind of like, you know, bathe in the oils, and I want all of the education that comes with that. And this honestly is the majority of the people that kind of join our oil community, or someone that just wants to live that wellness lifestyle. And we love you, and we love giving you all of the education. And then the second kind of person is someone, and this was me, that just naturally starts sharing the oils. So you might be sitting here thinking, oh man, you know, like my sister could really do with that adaptive, you know, to help with her stress and her anxiety, or, you know, maybe my mom's back has been killing her, and the deep blue could really help her out. So there's a way that just literally sharing with your friends and your family, you can get your oils for free. And that's actually how I started out. I come from a really big family. So I was just living the oily lifestyle. I'd have, you know, a sister walk into the house with a headache, and I'd be, you know, like throwing peppermint at her. So I sort of just transitioned into doing what I'm doing. But it's really cool because we have thousands of people literally around the world that receive what I like to refer to as like free natural health care. So that's someone that just likes to share the oils. And then sometimes there are a couple people out there that are watching and they're like, man, like that's cool what Marilyn's doing. Like that sounds cool. That looks cool. Like I'd like to do that. And, you know, honestly, guys, this is what I do now. And this is what I love. And like I've said a million times, because it's true, I'm so passionate about teaching people about natural health. Like I was at the bedside, and I know how hard and tiring that can be. It's physically draining. It's emotionally draining. It's hard work. It's hard work being a nurse. And so what I've been able to do, and I really feel quite blessed and fortunate, is I've been able to come away from bedside and do this instead. So I'm still able to be looking after people, because I think as nurses, that's just what we love to do, right? Is take care of other people. I can still help, you know, people, but in a natural way. And I can help to support them doing what I love doing. So, you know, if there's anyone that's out there and, you know, you've got that little kind of fire, that inkling, and you're like, yeah, man, that sounds cool. Just let me know. Just let me know. And, you know, and I'm here to support you, you know, in whatever way, shape, or form that might be. So kind of, you know, to close out, if you guys decide that, you know, you want to kind of get started with the oils, that's what I can help you do. What you can expect is a lot, because I love my oils and I love my oil tribe. So what's really cool is when you get started, you receive this really nice little welcome package. Like, who doesn't love packages? And what's even better is there's a personal wellness consultation. So this is something complimentary that we do for you. So when your oils arrive, we jump on a Zoom just like this, and I help you to dive in, right? So I help you to open up those oils and set you up with a daily routine so you can really get them working for you. You gain access to our VIP education groups. So we've got some really awesome online education groups, which is a pretty incredible way to kind of start to dive in and learn how to use your oils. I'll share my number at the end here. Yeah. So access to our great education groups. And we have an awesome oil community. So we have a really, really great local community and a global online community as well, with tons of giveaways, because we love giveaways. They're so fun. On ongoing support. So we have a ton of continuing ed. This is really big for us. We want to make sure that you know how to use your oils and that they're really supporting you for the reasons that you get started with them. So that's what you can expect from us. This has been super fun for me. I know I've done most of the talking, but I really do love doing this and I appreciate you all being here. I'm grateful that I've been able to connect with you. And that kind of is a wrap. So definitely comment if you have any questions. You're welcome to chat in. I'll double check that there are no questions hanging in the chat box there. And we'll be in touch. I'll definitely be in touch over the next day or two so we can talk. So thanks guys. Thanks Claudia and Janelle. This has been really fun.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. This is awesome. It was a fun session for us to try the oils, or for those waiting for their oils to anticipate the oils. Yeah, thank you so much. I love that doTERRA is also doing research too, like on the website you can see that there's lots of different research on the different oils to kind of back up the scientific part of things, and also just experiencing them yourself. You can feel the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this is why I think you know, it's really fun sharing with fellow people in the medical field and that background, because we are all science-based, like everything about the oils, and there's a ton of education that goes along with it. So I really enjoy sharing that with everybody. So happy to answer any questions or anything, yeah, going forward. But thank you so much, Claudia.
Thank you so much. And then I'm sure a lot of people would love having essential oils for upcoming holidays too. I think it'll be a nice little treats. Yeah, and also as the weather gets colder too in certain parts of the world and people get sick, and want to boost their immunity and things like that. So I think it's perfect.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining. So we have a weekly Wellness Wednesday session every week. So next week we have Gentle Yoga Flow with a yoga teacher that I went to yoga teacher training with in Bali, Sarah. She's going to be Zooming in or Facebook Living from New Zealand. She moved to New Zealand for this year. So it'll be a really nice session. So hopefully you can join. It'll be the same time next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully you can tune in for that on Facebook Live. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening. Happy Wednesday.
Thanks, Claudia.
Be well. Bye, everyone.